So guys, question. Is there a useless course really? Is there a useless course in Kenya? I'm asking so because you keep asking us this question. Is criminology useless? Is clinical medicine useless? Is electrical engineering marketable? You keep asking us this question. So is there a useless course in truth? Before I answer, my name is John from Kenya Education Guide. Our work here at Kenya Education Guide is to answer your questions about careers, courses, institutions in Kenya, and basically everything else to do with studying in Kenya. Remember to subscribe and share. Go back to the question. Do we have a useless course? This is the answer. And this is what you need to know whether you have finished your course or you are just about to jump into a course or you are even selecting a course at the moment. The answer is hell no. There is not a single useless course anywhere. So nobody will mount a course somewhere without really knowing that the students who are coming out of that program are likely to get into employment or self-employment. So no serious institution, nobody will teach a course knowing it, in 100% way, in a very clear way, that a course is useless. So why do people claim that a course is useless? I'll tell you why and what you really need to understand. And we said it is whether you are in the process of selecting a course, you have finished a course, or you are out there mourning that the course you did is useless. This is what you need to know, because we said no course is useless. Now, to make sure that you do not end up in that group which curses the course they did at the university or at the college day in, day out, or if you are in that group, to make sure you come out of that group, this is what you need to understand. Today, it is not like in the past. If you want to succeed, you have to be strategic. And when I say strategic, I mean it doesn't matter the course you do. There is no useless course, no useless course, there is no guaranteed course. On the other hand, there is no course which guarantees you work at the moment. At the time of recording this video, doctors in our country are on strike because the government cannot employ interns. It's ironical. And yet we can say medicine is a very marketable course. True. But the way things are at the moment, the world has changed. The world keeps changing. The cake keeps moving. You need to understand also that there is no guaranteed cost. So exactly, what do I mean when I say you need to be strategic? Very simple. Get skills. Get skills is the most important thing. You see, if we just went to college or university and to go through the motions, go to class, finish lesson 1, go to break, come back, go for lunch, go to the hospital in the evening, do assignments, do cuts, pass your exams without investing in your skills. The highest point you might go is your graduation. And that is because today papers are so much flooded that they have become like an added advantage, especially in areas like IT, engineering. What we want is skills. What can you do for me? What can you do for us? That's a question. So you might have a very beautiful computer science degree, first class, but you cannot do a small app. You cannot do a calculator. You cannot develop a calculator. And this organization is looking for a software engineer. How are they going to hire you without the skills? So we have moved from that age where papers were everything. And now what comes top is skills. So if you are finished your course, do something and look for skills if that is where you feel you are failing. Go for apprenticeship, go for internship, doesn't matter. On the other hand, if you are in school, please create time, invest in a side hustle course that will give you the skills, because you may find that the curriculum in your school is very academic. So it doesn't go deeper into hands-on. It happens. Whether it's NEC, CDAC, the university, it doesn't matter. It happens. And you know clearly, I've told you clearly, without the skills, you are doomed. Get skills. Number two, you need to stand out. In other words, today jobs will not just find you like the way they used to do in the past, just because you have graduated with a degree or a diploma. You need to stand out. And that is, you need to go the extra mile. Think out of the box. What do I mean? Jobs won't find you. You need to find them. How will you find them? You must make yourself noticeable. Doesn't matter how you'll be doing it. The other day I was reading somewhere about a certain politician hiring his groundsman, the guy who was landscaping his compound, his residence, because he found that he was doing perfect work. And so he had him as what? He had him as his economic advisor. Why? Because this guy, he did the groundsman work so perfectly until he got interested in asking, you guy, you do this work so perfectly. Where did you go to school? And told him, no, this is not what I have actually been taught. No, I have done economics at the university, and I actually worked in place A and B as an economist, only that I was retrenched at some point, so that's why I'm here. And he said, I like your work, so I will absorb you, I'll get work for you, and he now works for him as an economic advisor. How? Because he stood out. His work stood out. So how do you become noticeable? Take advantage of social media and engage in activities or projects. You know, you want publicity first that will attract, you know, people who can give you jobs, people who can give you contracts, people who can give you business, because we need to think wide. It's not a mass we get employed. Sometimes the degrees we take are not meant to send us to employment. They are meant to make us, you know, job creators. So you will do projects that can attract other people, you know, can attract attention. A friend of mine does that. He did commerce, never got a job. When social media makes a lot of noise about commerce, business advisory, budgeting, and somehow he got hired by the county government in our praise. Yes, because of publicity. So we need to be noticeable in whatever ways. Number two, we need to network. Connections, you say. Connections is simply networking. You need to know, if I did commerce, if I did engineering, where do people who hire engineers, where do people who hire commerce graduates, where do people who hire computer scientists, where do they hang out? I need to go find them. Either they go for meetings, they go for conferences, they have some social media groups, they have some WhatsApp groups. Can I research about this and join them? Then we start interacting. Then I show them how I can provide value that can do the trick for you. The other thing in starting out, is, of course, making sure that you never, even when you apply for jobs, even your applications stand out, your CV stands out, your cover letter stands out. Make sure you have a very written CV, and you have guys who do that even within our organization, Kenya Education Guide. Have someone who can check at your cover letters. You have branded yourself properly. Even on, if these people, once they see your application, they search for you online, they can see things you have been doing. Can you stand out even in terms of the way you apply for jobs, the way you approach people? You need to stand out. You need to be noticeable. Very, very important. Now, the other thing which is very, very important, because we said no course is useless, no course is 100% sure. The other thing that you need to know is that we need to change mentality. We need to change mentality. In the past years, in the past, education was everything. It would unlock all doors. It still does today. If, of course, apart from being creative, if we are able to see things from a 360 degrees perspective, and I told you this earlier, ask yourself, is it a must I get employed? Some of the courses we do are for self-employment. I told you like that. Understand that. Change your mentality. They are for self-employment. You did fashion and design, yet you are hunting for jobs from the morning to the evening. Yet this course is clearly for self-employment, fashion and design. You did a course like interior design. Yeah, you could get work, but if you look at it closely, you will see it's more oriented towards self-employment. So it's a question of why you are stomaching, why you are saying a course is useless, is because your mentality is wrong. The course you did, your passions are oriented towards self-employment, but then you are there looking for work. So if you cannot get work, if you are there out, you are there saying the course is useless, can you try to change your mentality? Can you try to see whether it's possible for you to try and create an opportunity for yourself? Create an opportunity for yourself, work hard at it. Sometimes you can create opportunities for yourself, work hard at it, and maybe in the process, create for others. Create for others. And that is very, very important. Because, as we said, nothing is permanent. So, the wheels keeps moving. So, even in the education, today, what we need more, and that's why we have some of these courses in our institutions, is people who can create opportunities for others. So, can you change your mentality and ask yourself, is it possible for me to do something for myself? And in the process, approach others. So, what you need to understand is no course is guaranteed, no course is useless. Look for skills, stand out, and understand that why you go to university, why you go to college is to open up your brain. To open up your brain to be able to see things in a wider perspective, to think beyond the box, so that when you come out there, that knowledge, you need to utilize it and convert it into a meaningful opportunity for you and for others. So what I would say is, in the conclusion, doesn't matter the cost, it's not useless, but use your head. Doesn't matter the cost, it is not 100% foolproof, but again, you have to use your head. That way, the question of whether a course is marketable or not will not be arising. So, yes, that's what is our opinion. Just know that you have to go the extra mile, you have to prove yourself, and that is how jobs will find you, opportunities will find you, and not the other way loud. This is John from Kenya Education Guide. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. Till next time.